Srimati Supriya Sule.
So here I stand on behalf of my party with pure disappointment with the budget that has been allocated. We are all aware that various flagship programs which are social causes, this government has, under the pretext of saying of the Planning Finance Commission, which has taken this decision of federal system, I think we are all still in concern and quite confused, because at times we've reached out even to our states to find out what really is the plan and what is going to be the outflow of all the finances. And there's really no clarity between what the central government is going to do and what kind of money is going to come and how the money is going to being distributed in all these various schemes. So water is a very, very important subject. It's a basic human right. And I think sanitation and water are programs for decades run by several governments. Especially to talk about the state that I come from, Nirmal Gram was one of our flagship programs of Maharashtra government, which was initiated by my late colleague Sri R.R. Patil, who unfortunately is no more. And the whole idea was to have a clean village which has good sanitation, good drinking water, which is a basic right, by making the entire program within the panchayat, and the panchayat has the accountability, and it's like a public movement. It did very well. We're happy that the Rural Development Mantralaya at that time adopted this program from Government of Maharashtra, and today we see it happening, and obviously the name is just changed into Swachh Bharat. Now the entire program is very well accepted by the country, but there are a lot of hitches which, besides finance, which are discussed by most of my colleagues. So I think the biggest problem what we have is we have an effective service plan, but the delivery system is very, very weak. Country lifestyles are changing. You see urbanization is happening, pollution is issue, and I think the basic commitment that we did for our minimum development goals, I think our country has unfortunately failed in this commitment that we have made for this minimum development goal. My colleague Tathagat Satpathy and Professor Roy extensively talked about diarrhea, malnutrition, and issues related to health of various children and people in our country. So I think the basic cost of public health, if we have to reduce, the first intervention that we really need to make is get our water and sanitation in place. What I experienced in my own constituency, besides after doing Nirmal Gram, there was a very good initiative of giving awards. I mean, Maharashtra used to top the list in Nirmal Gram. They used to come all the way, all the sarpanches used to come, the President of India used to felicitate all these people. It was a wonderful initiative. People like encouragement. But once the village got Nirmal Gram village, which was connected to incentives, after that, once they got the award, there was no follow-up. And most places it does happen that once they get the award, the follow-up is zero, because there is no consistency and there is a problem in basic infrastructure of the toilet. The water connectivity is a big problem, and even if there are toilets, they are not kept clean. The Honorable HRD Minister has appealed to most of us to give toilets even in schools. I see that in my own constituency. Most schools have toilets for girls, but they are not used because there's no either water connected to it or they are not kept clean. And what really concerns me about this entire project is that constantly this government is asking us for everything in the MP funds. Now the toilets, in even Swachh Bharat, they are asking us for this. Every minister writes to us, sir, weekly, saying that for any new program that the government want to take, today even Honorable Rudy ji in his speech was saying for skill development, MPs should give fund. Sir, if MPs are barely get 5 crores, if everything we put in every flagship program of the government, then it's better they stop the MP lad and they just take it and making it the government's fund and let them spend it, because anyway there is no authority for us, because at the rate we are going, we have to give money for Adarsh Gram, we have to give for toilets, and we do appreciate these are necessities, and we definitely want to be partisan to this growth story of India. But I think the government really must decide what their priorities are. And with urbanization, today pollution is becoming one of the biggest challenges. Sir, the constituency where I come from, there's a very big lake called the Khadakwasla Lake, which supplies drinking water to Pune. What is happening, all the Gram Panchayats, they are allowing new construction. There is no control over this because there is no FSI law for Gram Panchayats. And this is something I'd really like the Honorable Minister to look into, because it's a biggest challenge not only for me, for most of us whose constituencies are semi-urban, semi-rural. In my constituency, all the big tall buildings are not in Pune city limits anymore. They are in the adjoining villages. And all the pollution, wastewater that comes goes into all, there is no control because there's no money. Even if you ask the Gram Panchayat to do a water scheme, they have no solution for wastewater management. And all that water is left alone. It goes into all these lakes or water storages, which is indirectly polluting all our drinking water. So I think, sir, this is a very, very complex issue. This entire Mantralaya, I would urge that we have to have some solution, because urban drinking water problems are different, rural are different, and urbanization, which is biggest challenge with infrastructure today, unless we have a waste management program and plan in place, it's going to be totally polluted today. Whether you go to a village, the use of plastic, or all these, if you go to any places, sir, there was a time when there was festivals in our villages, people used to eat on a banana leaf. Gone are those days. There is so much plastic everywhere, which is polluting our temples, our villages, our cities, everywhere. So I think the government in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has to look at also solutions and some good success stories which we had. There are 3 good success stories which Maharashtra, sir, I'll just give one initiatives what they have done, which could be replicated in the country. In Buldana district, we have connected, it's a little bit of a harsh idea that they gave, but they had connected all PDS shops. So everybody who has a card, if you don't have a toilet, you will not get your food. In Hivre Bazar, they have done a very good project of groundwater depletion, which has been discussed by most of my earlier speakers, I won't say, but that is one biggest challenge which is harming our drinking water and sanitation program. And in Jalgaon, we have the entire self-help group, all the women have taken charge in the Gram Panchayat, and they run this entire program in the accountability of drinking water as well as sanitation under a group which is the Village Water Supply and Sanitation Committee. So if committees are formed like this, are effective, and some of the women run it, it will be a very effective program which we have successfully done in various districts. And sir, one more respect, that in this entire Swachh Bharat program, there are many people who work. The skilled workers need to know exactly how to build a toilet, what wastewater, they are all hired, they're not paid very well. And these are all contract workers. So like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan program has more authority, those people, something like that, if they are given, empowered more by skilling them, I think this program will be far more successful. Thank you.